Welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. I've got another unboxing for you guys today, and this one from CJRB on Amazon, just under $30, or right about there. I've heard a lot of people talk about this one in regards to it being probably one of the best knives you can get for that price point. Let's get this box open and see what we got. Now this comes in a nice little CJRB case. I like these. I have a billion of these and I use them for like everything. We got a microfiber cloth, nothing else in there. Got a billion of those as well. And let me see if I can get it out of the bag. This is the CJRB Acacia. Now the Acacia comes with a 3.21 inch blade in AR RPM9 steel. If I believe correctly, the AR RPM9 steel is a proprietary steel created by CJRB. It is a crossbar lock, and it has FRN scales, which are a type of injection molded plastic. The pocket clip is a deep carry pocket clip, which is also reversible for left-handed use. It has a thumb hole for deployment, and you can use the crossbar lock as well. And the blade itself has a black PVD coating on this particular model. You can also get it, I believe there are two other models that come without the black PVD coating. Now, because of the FRN handles, or the FRN scales, this is a surprisingly light knife. I can get a full Gorilla grip on it with just a little bit of the handle poking out the back. The pocket clip doesn't feel like it's going to be in any irritating position, at least not for any length of time. I mean, I suppose if I'm cutting for hours on end, that might get irritating, but otherwise, for my particular usage, I probably won't notice it at all. You do have a pretty generous choil, which allows you to choke up on that blade for fine cuts. There's also some there's a small amount of jimping on the back of the blade, just enough to give it a little extra purchase when you're doing those cuts. What we have on the blade here, we got the CJRB on one side, and what I believe to be a model number of some type, the J1952, and the AR RPM9 steel stamp on the blade. The blade itself feels pretty darn sharp out of that box. I'm not feeling any burrs. So they did a pretty good job of finishing with that blade. The PVD coating will also, from what I understand, help with corrosion resistance, although the AR RPM9 steel is a stainless steel. So it shouldn't be super prone to rusting unless you're leaving this in like salty water all day. If I understand correctly as well, the RPM9 steel is supposed to be a powder form of, I think, 9CR18 MOV. So it's not a bad steel. It's not a terrible steel. It'll do what it needs to do, and that's what's important. It'll cut, and that feels pretty darn sharp. Let's see how that is with some magazine paper. Oh, yeah, that bites into the paper really easily. Nice slicey blade. Pretty generous, a pretty generous sized hole for the thumb as well. Let me get rid of some of this garbage. I'm finding that I'm actually starting to like thumb holes a lot more, where I used to favor like thumb studs and flippers. I still favor flippers for deployment. However, the only negative to the like back flippers is usually you end up having a little tab on the back, and depending on how well they do the tab, it can catch things, or it just makes it a bit wider than the rest of the knife. And when you have a crossbar lock, no flipper, and just a thumb hole, you really cut down on the number of protrusions that can catch things. All you've got here in this case is the crossbar lock, and then you've got the pocket clip. Let's see how that pocket clip looks. It looks to be real deep carry. So I don't believe that'll be poking out of a pocket anytime soon. Yeah, that hides in there pretty well. All you see is the pocket clip. Now, will it fit the fifth pocket? Yeah, not quite. It's just too long. How about if I cant it a little bit? And not really. Nah, it still pokes out of there pretty good. So if you're trying to keep it hidden or just make it less noticeable, it's going to be a main pocket carry, but it does ride pretty low. Also, the pocket clip isn't very stiff. So I don't know if you noticed, but that went in there pretty easily and came out pretty easily as well. The most surprising bit about this blade is that it was roughly $30 on Amazon, just under 30. I got it for like $29.99, then plus tax, which makes it an extremely affordable knife. And I have to admit, that's a pretty decent quality for 30 bucks. Now, the blade itself is pretty smooth. There are ceramic ball bearings inside, but I think the more I use it, it'll smooth out even more. I also did notice a little bit of stick when the blade is deployed on the crossbar lock. You can probably hear it snap right there. I just disengaged the blade, but it feels like that's lessening more and more as I use the blade. And you can see there, moves pretty smoothly. And a pretty strong detent as well. Now, with enough force, I suppose I can throw the knife down and get that blade to come out. But I can actually feel it snap. It comes out a little bit, but then I feel it snap right back in. I can, with enough force, enough force, I can get it out there. But that took quite a bit. And because there is a full liner, you got a couple standoffs in the back. Because it is a full liner, that lends a lot of strength to the handle. Normally, I'm not a big fan of injection molded plastic, but on some really inexpensive knives, really cheap knives that I've gotten in the past, a lot of times they don't have a full liner, and sometimes you'll get a bit of flex if it's from, or if it's made from injection molded plastic. Now, out of the box, let's take a look at that blade again. It appears to be really well centered in there. There's the standoffs. I do like it when there's no backliner, because for me, I hate it when things get. I mean, I'm putting these in a pocket all day, numerous days a week, so they tend to get pocket lint really easily. When you have that backliner, it's just a pain in the butt to clean off. And when you don't have a backliner like this does not have, it just makes cleaning so much simpler. But that is the CJRB Acacia for roughly $30. That's a fantastic deal. I mean, I might just grab another one. Maybe one with a naked blade as opposed to the PVD. Just for giggles. Because, I mean, that's a damn good price for a crossbar lock. The handle itself is not bad. It's not the grippiest handle in the world, but it's not the slickest. And the edges are well smoothed out. Nothing that feels catchy. Really great deal for $30. I mean, I don't see how you can really go wrong. That's just a fantastic knife for a fantastic price. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to check out my affiliate links below. I'll be putting this down there, so that way you can take a look at it on Amazon. And if you really want to help the channel out and you purchase it through that link, it'll help me get more content out to you guys in the future. So thanks again for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.